Happy Wednesday, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us on UpNorthLive Unscripted at 6:30. I am Maya Engel. I'm happy to have you here today, and I think someone else is also happy to have you here today, and that is our meteorologist, Joe Charlevoix. Hey, Joe.
Hi. Well, it is nice today. I mean, everybody should be happy about the weather today. I don't think too many complaints today.
It was a really perfect weather day. It wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold. It was just right.
Yeah, it was. Not much humidity out there for the change. We've had a fair amount of rain. If you go back the last couple of weeks, Maya, it was nice to say everybody had dry weather, a little break in the rain, and we're going to see much more of that tomorrow and most likely for the next few days. I mean, there's a small chance for a shower over the weekend, but big picture, it looks pretty nice here for mid to late July. I'll be back with more on that. We'll take a look at how long that dry stretch is going to last and much more coming up a little later in the show.
All right, thanks, Joe. We are going to turn things over to our question of the day. Today, that is, would you rather see vacant land in northern Michigan used for renewable energy or housing projects? As of right now, 29% of voters say renewable energy, 71% say housing. You can scan that QR code on your screen right now to vote. You can also leave a comment on this live stream, and I can read those comments as they come in. But just looking at our Facebook page with this question, we have 93 comments right now. I'll read a few of them just so we can kind of see what they're thinking about this question. So the first one that comes up is from Helen Ann, and she says, housing with rooftop solar, if any development is necessary. There we go, kind of get the best of both worlds. Maybe that should have been a third option, is both. Andrew says, why not let the landowner make that decision? Jeff says, housing or farmland. There's enough commercial rooftops and parking lots to put up solar panels. Susan says, some rentable little homes for senior citizens not yet ready for nursing care. We can get out of our homes, making them available for younger folks with families. That's what we would like to do. Rent is so high, though. Carrie says both. Rhonda says housing. Teresa says both. Mark says, I rather see it used as its owner sees fit. Butch says solar can go on top of things, just saying. A lot of people are saying both. So yeah, that's a really good point. You could have housing and then on the roofs put some solar panels. So the reason why this is our question of the day is because near Rogers City, there's about 800 acres of land, and it's been pretty busy recently. DTE is beginning to install thousands of solar panels, and this is a story that we have been covering for a long time now. I'm going to take down our question of the day, but I'll put it back up a little bit later. So we've been covering this story from when this project got approved to hearing reaction from residents. And today, our very own Daniel Zivian, he got to kind of tour the construction and get an inside look at what's been going on there near Rogers City, and he has more details.
All around me is the Little Trout Solar Project in Presque Isle County. 300 workers for DTE have been here since groundbreaking in April, and they've already installed some of these solar panels, or modules, as they call them, on site.
Economically, a small project is more expensive. A larger project is more cost effective.
Larger to the tune of around 343,000 solar panels, according to DTE's Matthew Wagner. While locals have had a mixed reaction to the plans, Wagner says DTE has worked well with the community.
If there was a large group of folks who oppose this project, we'd have never gotten it approved. It's not just about these landowners who have these agreements. It has a lot to do with how does the larger community benefit? I mean, we're looking at tax revenues over 20 years of more than $20 million.
DTE says they are trying to keep the land underneath intact for when solar panels are removed years from now. One way of doing that is using a tracker to follow the landscape.
Rather than moving dirt around on site to have a more level, set of rows, we can just kind of follow the natural hills or changes in topography that there might be.
Demand is high, and projects are also starting in Montcalm and Isabella counties. As far as other plans in northern Michigan,
we are acquiring land in the northern areas, but has anything crystallized into a specific project yet? No, but we're close on some for sure.
Any hints you can give on what those
I'd rather not, because honestly, what we try to do is go in, talk to the community leaders and the community first before we start sharing all kinds of details.
In Presque Isle County, Daniel Zivian, UpNorthLive News.
And the construction there is expected to be complete by the end of 2025. with a lifespan hopefully of 25 years, but DTE is hoping to extend that out even longer. Now, before we get to our next local story, I do want to bring attention to the fact that I said happy Wednesday, and it is indeed Thursday. Our sports director, Harrison Beebe, very kindly came in and told me that it's Thursday, not Wednesday. So sorry about that. That's the beauty of Unscripted. Sometimes the days just get mixed up, and whew, it's been a week. But anyways, happy Thursday. Here's another story that we have been working on here in northern Michigan. So, of course, around the area, there are countless beautiful bodies of water and just about as many ways to truly enjoy them. But for a number of years, one of those ways wasn't exactly an option. However, tonight, we can tell you this way is back, and it may be even better than ever. Here's Mark Schlett with more details.
To our community.
As the executive director of the Watershed Center, Christine Chrisman knows well all the ways this bay hits.
People can recreate in it. It's where we get our drinking water. It's why most people live here and why so many people come and visit here in the summer. It really is like a cornerstone to our community.
It's why she and the Watershed Center work to protect it.
We do that in various ways of on-the-ground projects, things with stormwater, a lot of stuff with streams.
All that work takes money. And so, after a 5-year hiatus, they're getting back in the bay.
Folks would always reach out and say, when are you going to bring the swim back? And every year it broke our heart when we weren't able to do it. And so now that we are able to pull it together, we're really excited to bring it back for our swimmers.
Bringing it back, the first swim for Grand Traverse Bay since 2019. And folks who asked for it over and over again are already signing up for the 2-mile open water course.
We have between 80 and 100 swimmers usually, and that's a really great size for the course that we have and the amount of people we're able to handle.
It's not a race. You can swim it fast if you want, or you can take your time.
We had an Olympic swimmer one year who came out and just crushed everything, right? And then we have folks who are really just trying to, challenge themselves a little bit and come out and have a lot of fun.
They provide a safety crew, but you can even bring your own support paddler.
That literally follows them along the course and gives them encouragement, offers them snacks, anything that they need to help them feel more comfortable.
It's a fundraiser for the center's work, but it's also an opportunity for folks to do and maybe see something they've never done before.
Our course will cover areas where the swimmers can see the bottom and see what's going on down there. I've heard swimmers say that they can see fish swimming by and all of that, but there are parts of the course where you cannot see the bottom as well. So it is a really diverse course.
2 miles of swimming, goals reached, funds raised, but perhaps more importantly, a connection made.
Our hope is that once people feel that connection to the water, that they'll also feel that it's something that needs to be protected and continue to take actions to do so.
Again, that was Mark Schlett reporting, and in his story, you met Christine. She is the executive director for the Watershed Center of Grand Traverse Bay. So she is actually joining us now live with a little more information on this swim. Hi, Christine. Thanks so much for being here on Unscripted.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Of course. So I think the first question that comes to my mind, and I'm sure a lot of people who maybe aren't familiar with this race are probably wondering too, why was there a 5-year hiatus?
We took a break due to COVID, and then sort of in order to bring it back, it takes a few years to kind of get up and running and get everything going. So we really just took that break that most events and things did, and then now we're just coming back.
And as Mark said, hopefully it'll be back and better than ever this year. Are there any changes to this year's race from in the past?
The only real change this year is that we couldn't do a point-to-point. So before we would start at Gray Lakeville Harbor Park and end at Volleyball Beach, but the construction on Grandview doesn't allow access to Volleyball Beach anymore. So this year we're just doing an out and back to and from Gray Lakeville Harbor Park.
And this is a fundraising event. Do you want to touch a little more on that?
Yeah, so every swimmer is asked to raise at least $150 towards our cause, and most absolutely crush that fundraising goal. So we do have sponsors and an event, a registration fee, and those things all go towards the cost of actually making the event. But every cent that those swimmers bring in goes directly towards the Watershed Center's mission and helps us do our job to protect the water that they're swimming in.
So what exactly does the Watershed Center do to help protect the water?
We do a lot of on-the-ground projects. So stormwater is one of the major threats to water quality. We do a lot of projects that have to do with stormwater. And we do a lot of things where we're working with either local units of government or community members, really trying to put policies and procedures and things in place that are going to help protect clean water into the future.
And this race, or swim, I should say, because Mark said it's not really a race. You can make it a race if you want to, but you can also just go and have some fun. So it's August 10th. Are there still spots available if people want to sign up?
There are still spots available. You can sign up even the morning of. So the swimforgtbay.org is the where to go, and folks can sign up for the next few weeks.
And how many swimmers usually take place in this?
We've had between 80 and 100, which is a pretty good number for the course that we have, so that folks can be spread out and not really swimming on top of each other. So
Sure.
we're hoping to get a few more folks still signing up.
And are you planning on swimming?
I use the excuse that I have to organize the event so that I don't have to train for this. But seriously, we do have a staff member, our water keeper. She does swim it every year, and we have quite a few people who have come back and done it once and continue to come back and swim every year. So that's pretty fantastic.
So 2 miles doesn't seem too long, but is that something that you think people do need to train for?
You do need to train for it, yes. And, swimming is the kind of thing where once you get in the water and you start swimming, you realize how hard it really is. So we do encourage folks to make sure that they've been out in the water and have done a little bit of training before they do this event.
And are you in need of any volunteers or anything to help with this event?
We're always in need of volunteers. Yeah. So our volunteers are really what make the day of so fun and safe for everybody. So there are opportunities for folks who help on our safety squad and paddling, folks who do timing, and folks who can just help set up and tear down and things like that. So it is a pretty big inclusive event that we have a lot of different opportunities for volunteers to get engaged.
Is this the biggest event that the Watershed Center puts on?
This is our biggest event. Yes.
What other events do you guys do throughout the year?
Really, this is the one. This is the one that
Okay.
we put all our time and energy into. And it's great that it is something that brings people both to our mission and then also helps to raise funds for the work that we do.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we do have more information on our website, UpNorthLive.com. I think we have a link to sign up, and we also have a link to volunteer as well. So you can go check out our website if you are interested. But Christine, I really appreciate you joining us on Unscripted. Before we let you go, is there anything else that you want people to know about this swim?
Really, I think it's just a fun event for the community. So even if you aren't a swimmer and you can still come down and check things out and cheer on the folks who've spent so much time training and raising funds, it's a fun event. There's a pancake breakfast. It's a celebration for our community as well. So.
That's awesome. Well, Christine, thanks again so much for joining us on Unscripted. Good luck with all the event planning for the big day on August 10th.
Great. Thanks so much.
Take care. All right, I'm going to turn things back over to our question of the day really quick. And that is again, oh, I didn't expect to be this big. Hold on. Okay, I like that better. Would you rather see vacant land in northern Michigan used for renewable energy or for housing projects? So our voting right now, 29% renewable energy, 71% housing. I will keep this up for our commercial break. So if you're watching online, you can still scan that QR code and vote during the commercial. With that being said, I am going to take a quick break right now. But when we come back, we're going to check in with our chief meteorologist, Joe Strolovoy. He says we have a pretty nice stretch of weather on the way. So it should be a pretty nice weekend. He'll have more details right after this break. Welcome back to Unscripted, everyone. Let's turn things over to Joe for more on the weather and what we can expect for our Friday. Maybe another nice sunny day, Joe? Why not, right?
Well, why not? You know, if you can get one, why not two or three, right?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, and we are going to get the exact same thing tomorrow, maybe even just a couple degrees warmer coming up. Let's start off a look around northern Michigan, Maya, at several spots, and look at the blue sky just about everywhere. But look at Mackinac Island, people enjoying it there. When's the last time you were there?
It's been a couple of years. I'm due for a visit soon.
Are you?
Yeah, what about you?
8th grade.
What? No kidding.
Well, we did our class. I grew up in the central UP, so we did our class trip there. And it's interesting because, you know, I do the weather for Mackinac Island, but I got to get back up there. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Oh my gosh.
Sure. Well, a beautiful evening. And tomorrow, you know, maybe you want to head back to the beach. Here's a look at what we're expecting. Mostly sunny skies tomorrow. Waves about a foot or less tomorrow. Temperatures mid-70s to low 80s. A picture perfect beach day tomorrow. Boating. Maybe you want to take the boat out tomorrow. Why not? Looking around the country tonight, you can see where northern Michigan is. And you got to go kind of the east coast, deep south, and then out west to see much in the way of rain, because right in the heart of the country, right over the Midwest, a big bubble of high pressure, and there it is. And usually when you get that keeps the rain away. It's like, you know, it's rain repellent, we'll call it that, when you have a high nearby, typically. So nice weather, and that'll be the case the next few days. You know, we'll run out just for fun here, Stormcast, kind of a regional look around the state, around the Western Lakes. Quiet tonight, dry tomorrow, no issues. There's tomorrow afternoon. Same thing tomorrow night. The only thing for the weekend, and I said this yesterday and the day before, there's a front way, way up in Canada tonight. That gets into here by early Saturday into Saturday afternoon. And so right there, you see a couple showers there in the central or eastern UP Saturday afternoon. I pointed out because, you know, you're in Newberry, you might get a brief shower Saturday afternoon as that front drops, and then it'll continue into lower Michigan, but kind of fizzle out Saturday night, and we may Sunday then see a pop-up shower in the afternoon. I don't think we're going to get much rain on Sunday. Couple events going on. The Beaver Island Music Festival kicked off today, but we still have that going on tomorrow and Saturday. They're on Beaver Island, upper 70s, lots of sunshine. Saturday, you know, we just talked about that front, maybe a couple spotty afternoon showers. And Maya, back to your hometown. Mm-hmm. The Brown Trout Festival, which I'm sure you've attended a few times.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the 50th one this year, anniversary that is. Low and mid 80s, both Friday and Saturday. Great weather there in Alpena. Sunday, maybe a shower on Sunday. No huge deal, though. And the extended forecast. Now let me fix this. There we go. Looks pretty good. Temperatures very consistent. Each day close to 80. We'll call 80 about the average over the next week. Not a big change up or down. Again, I wouldn't worry about much rain over the weekend. And then as we get into the middle of next week, another system arrives that'll bring in the chance for a few showers and storms then. But yeah, pretty nice stretch of weather coming up here, Maya. Overall, looks like a nice late July forecast.
Love to see that, Joe. Thanks so much. We're going to take a break on Unscripted, but when we come back, we'll check in with our sports director, Harrison Beebe, see what he's working on this Thursday, not Wednesday, Thursday evening. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Unscripted at 6:03. It is about that time of the evening where we check in with our sports guy, Harrison Beebe, not at the Pittsburghs game tonight.
They are, where are they? Let me check the schedule. They are in Madison, Wisconsin, I believe. So, yeah, I wasn't going to be making that trip. No, I'm here.
And what are you working on for sports today, Harrison?
Well, here on this beautiful Thursday, it's obviously Thursday, so the Jimmy John Sports Corner is all the rage. And I think you have some video access. Is that correct? Yep. This is Corbin Russell. He's a pitcher. He's going to be entering his senior season for East Jordan, but Corbin making the big announcement on social media the other day. He's going to be going to Michigan State and pitching for the Spartans next year, which is kind of funny because he said he was a Michigan fan growing up, but he said he cheered for State when it wasn't a Michigan game. So he'll tackle that bridge when he comes to. I said, baseball, you're for sure gonna have to cheer for State, and he's like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. But we did an interview with Corbin earlier this week, and that ran in our 6 o'clock show. It's on our website now. We'll run it again at 11. Great kid, 3-sport athlete. He's the quarterback for football and a big part of the basketball team. No shock in a small community like East Jordan. Some of these guys are big parts of all 3 sports programs, and that's the case with Corbin. So really cool to catch up with him and just kind of pick his brain because, you know, we have kids go to the Division I level a lot for sports, but it's not as often as they do downstate, that's for sure. So when we hear about it here in Northern Michigan, we definitely want to put a little spotlight on them.
Yeah, no, that's awesome for sure. Anything else you want to say about Corbin or about what you're working on for 11 o'clock tonight?
Well, you know, just another busy Thursday where everything's going on. The British Open, or the Open as golf purists like to call it, is going on across the Atlantic. So we've been monitoring that. Shane Lowry, he won the Open Championship 5 years ago. He's Irish, so it's kind of right in his neck of the woods there in that part of the country, or the world, in his country, or by his country. I always get confused with like Ireland and UK and England. Anyways, I'm here in the United States, so I'm not too concerned about it. Although when I'm doing the highlights, I should probably know how a specific golfer is doing. And I know Shane's tied for the lead. It is the final golf major of the year because they moved the PGA Championship to May. So this is it for golf majors on the year. But I think golf is in the Olympics again this year. I know it was in 2021, and I think they brought it back. So that's kind of a cool event in a few weeks for golfers to take part in as well. But for major championships this weekend, Royal Troon out there in England is the place to be.
Very cool. Thanks, Harrison. And thanks for reminding me that today is indeed Thursday and not Wednesday. Day. That much closer to Friday. All right. See you, Harrison. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back in a few minutes. Stick with us. Let's take one last look at our question of the day results. Would you rather see vacant land in northern Michigan used for renewable energy or housing projects? 29% say renewable energy, 71% say housing. Scan that QR code on your screen right now if you haven't voted yet. And that'll do it for Up North Live Unscripted. Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday evening. I hope you enjoy the rest of it, and we'll see you tonight on Up North Live News at 11. Take care, everyone.